Imagine your old car dies and you need a new one. You don't really have the money for the car you want, so you either have to get a raise or a side hustle or just get a cheaper car. That's Oregon right now. The car is the state budget, all the things the government is trying to pay for. And the state government doesn't have the money for the car it wants. There are lots of reasons Oregon might need money. Rising pension costs, healthcare, it all adds up to mean state government can't keep up its current levels of service without more money. So what do you do about that? It depends on what you value. If your main concern is keeping up services, like the Oregon Health Plan, you see this problem as a budget gap that needs to be filled with more money. But if you're more concerned with taxes, you don't see this as a gap exactly. It's more like the government's just trying to spend too much. This is a classic divide in politics, and it leads to a sort of game. One side looks for more money, while the other side tries to limit the options. That brings us to Measure 104. And, okay, this is gonna get a little wonky, so buckle up. Back in 1996, voters added a new rule to Oregon's budget game. If the government wants to raise taxes, it doesn't just need a majority of votes, it needs a supermajority, 3/5 of all the votes in the state House and Senate. That's hard to do, so it's hard to raise taxes, which is kind of the point. Flash forward to today, and Democrats are in charge, but they don't have a supermajority, which means they can't raise taxes on their own to fill that budget gap. So they've been looking at other ways to come up with more money. One of those options is to cut tax breaks. Oregon has around 350 state tax breaks. They let you use things like small business expenses or the interest on a mortgage to pay less in tax. Getting rid of a tax break brings in more money for the government without technically raising taxes. Measure 104 would require a supermajority to get rid of tax breaks, or really pass any law that gives the government more money. So why does any of this matter? Supporters of 104 say cutting tax breaks is just like raising taxes. It's not something we should let lawmakers do easily. And we should find other ways to fix Oregon's budget problems. Opponents say supermajorities give a small group of lawmakers the power to veto laws that the public supports. And they say 104 would make it easy to create new tax breaks, but hard to change them if they don't work. Either way, with Measure 104, voters will be shaping how we pay for government for years to come.